So we're leaving Nomadland that we saw in IMAX. I think that's the first IMAX film we've seen in a while. Do you remember the last IMAX film we saw?
No.
Tenet, maybe?
Maybe.
Tenet might have been the last one we saw in IMAX format. It's good to see those IMAX ones. The sound's really good. The picture's nice and full. Car's gonna make noise here in a minute. But, oh shoot, do we need gas? What? When did that come on? We're gonna need gas. It's very much on E. Once again, left us with no gas. I didn't even notice that before. I noticed it now. It wouldn't be good to run out of gas. Anyway, Fern lived in a town of
SIM has connected to your phone and is reminding you that 911 assist is set to off.
Empire, which was in Nevada, correct? I think that's what it was.
Yes.
And they made sheetrock, but the sheetrock business went out, and then the town dried up, and everybody had to move on down the road, as they put it. Town just dried up, no work, no money. They just had to move on. And some people, like Fern, her husband died of cancer. She just wanted to get in her van and drive on around and town to town to town, and that was her life, the nomad life. And she became about being unable to, I guess, stay. Is it straight? Can we go here? I don't know. Be able to stay in any one place or get attached to anything too long. Worked for Amazon for a bit. And then the season's over, so then she would move on to other just jobs all over the place. Living in the van. I kept thinking of Chris Farley sketch, Van Down by the River, for some reason. They just kept ringing into my head. Like, okay. I think I know what you're going to say about this movie. I mean, and parts of this movie were extremely slow. I was kind of wondering at some point if it shouldn't have been titled No Storyland, because it seemed like there wasn't anything really much going to happen. I mean, Fern's story was just kind of like a roaming around, but then it started to develop, a bit of a story started to develop, and I guess the whole story becomes about the life of a nomad. The title's really fitting, I guess. So what's your take? I'll just turn it over to you. What did you think of that?
She went full circle, you know. It was about facing her demons, I think.
She couldn't really settle down. Couldn't really.
I mean, it's what happened. She had a house, she had a job, and the economy tore all that apart. She lost everything.
What did you think, though?
It was okay.
So
it wasn't by far the worst.
We've seen worse.
Lately, I've seen a lot worse.
So what do you give it? What is your?
I'd say it was a 3.
3 out of 5.
It wasn't bad.
Really? I mean, that's better than I thought you'd give it.
It was kind of sad, actually.
It was a very depressing story. I would definitely say that it was. a little too real, baby.
Well, that's true, especially given the times we're in right now. It's
A little
probably
too
very
real. Yeah, it's
real.
a timely story for today, I guess. These times, but I can't give it that much. I can't give it that high. I think I was thinking 1.5 bad for a while. Then I really actually kind of liked the second half of the movie. The first half I was bored for the most part. The second half of the movie I really liked. So I guess that leaves me somewhere in the middle. I guess that's 2.5 stars for me, probably 2.5. Okay, because I thought it had a really cool message in the end, and we don't spoil these, so I'll just leave it at that. But it definitely took a long time to get going, which disappointed me somewhat. Like I said, I thought instead of Nomadland, it should be called No Storyland, because it just didn't. I'm like, what is going to happen here? But then I saw the story take shape, and then I kind of liked the story. So yeah, Kara gives it 3 stars out of 5. I'm gonna give it 2.5 out of 5. A little bit surprising. I can see why I began to watch it on Hulu and couldn't get into it. I see why. But maybe the focus of being in the theater, and that's just one of the cool things about being. I was sitting there thinking about that as we were watching the IMAX theater, like, you know, that's you can focus. That's one of the another benefits of watching a movie on the big screen is you can focus and really get into a movie. Where maybe watching at home is more difficult to do that. So I'm Todd, she's Kara. We are moviereviewsbyus.com. 2.5 stars for me, 3 stars out of 5 for Kara for Nomadland. Thank you for watching.